Hi friends, welcome to Through the Wardrobe Knits. I'm Selena, the dyer behind Through the Wardrobe Yarn Company, and this is my podcast. Now, I have been watching a ton of knitting podcasts lately because once I get into something I tend to hyper consume it, and one of the things I was watching was by a podcaster called Jana from the Finnish Knitting Stories. She's, I want to say Ketu Knits on Instagram. She did like go through all my whips, frog or finish, she said. And I just love that idea, so I asked on my Instagram, does anyone want to see me whip shame myself? And by and large, you all said yes. So here we go. I've just pulled out like a bunch of bags, and I figured I'm gonna go through them and I'm gonna see like what I want to keep, what I want to frog, what yarn I can reuse, because I don't know about anyone else, but so often I start a project and then I'm looking at all of my sea of whips in front of me. I kind of get distracted and I pick up something new, and then that whip just slowly lives forever in a pile, and obviously that's not something, excuse me, that is very sustainable, and it just makes mess. And so I would like to not do that. I'd like to be a bit more conscious about what I'm knitting. I'm going to take a sip of tea. Lovely, Bird and Blend Cherry Bakewell, best flavour ever. A bit of a warning, I am a little under the weather, so I'm a little sniffly, my sinuses are a bit blocked, there may be some coughing, I apologise in advance. Also, I put this on to keep my neck warm, and now I am getting crazy hot, so I actually think I'm going to take it off, but I'll share what it is first. Oh, this is my Bennett Sisters shawl, which I knit like ages and ages and ages ago. This is one of the first colorways I ever dyed, this pink, and then I paired it with this lovely yellow mohair, so it got to like kind of a peachy colour, and I don't wear it often because it's quite large, but like I said, I was feeling a bit cold earlier and I thought I could wear it on my neck, but now I'm boiling hot. Anyway, let's just jump straight into this. This is going to be a long one. I've got a lot of whips, so you know, pause, grab yourself coffee, tea, water, whatever, grab your knitting. Let's get into it. First and foremost, I can't lie, I fully know what's in this one. It's not that old of a whip. Just pull out the yarn that's in it. This is a sweater I started test knitting at the end of last year. Unfortunately, I had kind of a rough time at the end of 2021, and a lot of my knitting, oh this is very tangled, it fell by the wayside, and things like test knits I just really struggled to pick back up. So I'm just going to scooch myself a little bit closer so I can really show this off. This is the Amara cardigan. No, the Amara sweater. It is designed by Rachel Knitsings, I think her name is, and it's such a beautiful pattern. It's cables and brioche. It's knit on a, let's see, a 5mm, so US 8 needles. It's a really big chunky knit, so soft. I know for a fact this is a finish, but I need the brain space and the time to finish it, because even though the knit itself is pretty meditative, the cables have different starting points and different repeat points, and it's just a lot for my brain to get on board with at the moment. I've got a lot happening, but I am going to keep it. I'm going to finish it. Maybe I'll pick it up in the summertime when I have less stuff happening, and then I can have it finished for the autumn winter. So the colours I'm using, just share, they are, I'm not sure if it's going to show that well. This is a really lovely lavender. It's called Lavender Shortbread, and it is on merino silk. And this one is Hair Parallel Twilight on Surrey. I almost always pick Surrey over mohair these days because I just prefer how it feels on my skin, and together they are sumptuous. So this is going in the keep pile. Another sip. There's going to be a lot of sips I think today. Next up, let's do this one. This bag, by the way, can we just appreciate how gorgeous it is? This is from the Fibre Fox. I'm pretty sure it's Georgie's mum Ellie who knits them, and I have so many of these bags. This is the only one in use right now, surprisingly, because I often use them. I have like 5 of these in varying sizes. I had already ordered this one, I think in purple. Oh, it's got a stain on it. And then this one came out and I just knew I had to have it. So, what do we have in here? Let's have a little look. Some of them I know and some of them I don't. This one, I know the yarn. Well, this one doesn't have any needles on it or any cables. So I guess that's kind of an answer. This is... There's no pattern, so I clearly have already decided I'm probably not going to keep it. I think this is also a Rachel's Knits Things cardigan. I think it's Chloe cardigan. I have to look that up. I will try and remember to look it up, put it in the notes. And I'm not sure why I stopped knitting on this because it's really, really pretty. But I did. I don't love knitting cardigans. They kind of hurt my hands. So that's potentially why I decided not to do it. I can't even remember when I started this. But it's going to be a frog. However, looking at the yarn, I really think I want to knit something else in this combination. So the combination, this is, oh, what's the name of it? Lilla Rilla Design Fuskin Blomst. I think this is Fuskin Blomst, which means peach blossom. It's on camel silk, so soft. I have tried to knit so many sweaters and garments in this specific yarn and I always end up frogging it and I don't know why. But I've paired it with this. I don't know the name of this. It's from Olin Mills, but I bought it secondhand from my friend Melanie, Woolen Berries on Instagram, and she sold me 2 skeins, maybe 2 skeins I think, and they were 2 different in, I think it was maybe 3, and they were 2 different in colour once wound up. This one was very light and the other one was darker, and now I'm thinking about it, I think maybe I decided I was going to do some sort of fade. I also have a mohair from Lilla Rilla, which is like a deep kind of reddish pink, and I really feel like maybe that's what I was going to do. But I'm not going to do it on this cardigan. Maybe I want to put them together. I need to find the other mohairs and see, I guess, if that's what I was doing or if I dreamt that. But I think I shall be frogging. I mean, I won't do it right now. They're going to be something else. Maybe they can be a sorrel. I haven't got like a traditional. I haven't got the original sorrel sweater. I only have a spring. And I didn't knit a mini of the original, but not an adult size one. So maybe I'll do an adult, because I do think that the colour suits me. Like, I think it would be really nice. It's hard to tell because I've got blue on, but I think it would be really nice in autumn to have a colour this sweater, a sweater this colour. Oh, I'm tired. Okay, so this is gonna go in the frogging pile. And we're going to move on to this box here. Now I know what's in this box. This box has been on my shelf in my office. I've even put the name of the whips to try and remind me, because both of them are relatively finished, but not quite. So this one, I haven't put the name of it on because I can never remember the name of this one. I should have looked it up really because I knew I was going to talk about this one. So this is the something cardigan by Along Avec Anna, and as you can see it's tiny. It's not for me as much as I love a crop. This is a cropped cardigan which I started knitting last year for my daughter's, intended for my daughter's 4-year-old birthday, which was in July, and actually it was too hot, much hotter than I'd expected. But it was going to be for a party, which we didn't have because of COVID. But it's in my favourite and most popular colourway, Dreamy of Candy Unicorns. And I seem to only have 1.5 arms to finish. I mean, I don't know why I stopped. I don't really remember when I stopped. But I will finish it. Because even if it doesn't fit her, which honestly she hasn't grown that much in the last year, even if it doesn't fit her, eventually it will fit her sister. And so it will get, in fact, her sister's she just had her birthday in January, so it might end up being more appropriate seeing as it's mohair for her younger sister. So we'll see. So that is a definite finish. And then this one is also a finish, because I will kick myself if I don't finish this. In fact, if you've seen on my Instagram, I have a finished object photo of this one, but I decided to make some changes. So this is the Spring Sorrel Crop by Wool and Pine Designs. I'll stand up a little bit. I knit it cropped because it's a cropped, and I really liked it, except I had followed all of the decreases as the pattern said, and so when it came to doing the ribbing, I was pretty much already where I wanted it to stop, and so I did really thin ribbing. I think I did ribbing like the same like width as the arms, and it didn't sit right. I didn't like the way it looked. I felt like I wanted like a chunkier ribbing, so I ripped back all of the ribbing and some of the decreases, and then I put it on holders and I did nothing. That was it. So I have the yarn here, should be enough to just start ribbing really. So I just need to sit down and just do it. I can't imagine it's going to take more than an evening, but I still haven't done it. So this is in a finished pile. However, if I have not finished it by the end of summer, I might end up throwing it. I don't want to because I really like the pattern, but it's stupid to just have it sat half finished. I just want to see what colour it is because I realised I forgot. This is my own colourway called Moonstone, and it's knit on Polworth yarn, which I unfortunately don't have a lot of anymore because supply issues, and I also don't dye this colour anymore because it's really hard and so often just does not work how I want it to. But it's a really lovely kind of sturdy yarn, which I just thought would be really nice for like a crop over a dress, because it's a little warmth but it's not like fluffy or anything like that. It's so sturdy. So it is a finish, but if I don't finish it by the end of the summer, I'm going to frog it and use that yarn for something else. But we'll put it in the finish pile and I'll have a quick sip and we'll move on. Maybe I'll show you this one. This is, obviously I haven't been showing you active whips because I'm working on them and I'm obviously not going to be frogging them. And this is kind of in that category, but it's not an active whip. So this is not a pair of budgie smugglers, even though it kind of looks like that right now. This is the Plumpy Shawl by Andrea Mowry, and I picked this as kind of a long-term, if I don't have something I'm knitting on, or if I just want to knit on something different on like relatively like nice size needles, this is what I'm gonna do. So I've got this colour palette here. I'll show it to you. This is all ZZ Textiles, her Malabar collection. So we have Malabar in autumn, Malabar in winter, Malabar in spring, and Malabar in summer and Malabar in spring. Spring is my absolute favourite, but they're all gorgeous. And so I am knitting the Plumpy in all 4 colours. I think I have to kind of fudge it around a bit to make it work. And so this is the winter and it's just gone into spring, and then I'm going to knit summer and then autumn, and then I think a bit more of winter. But I'm not, there's no deadline for this. If it takes me 2 or 3 years to knit it, that's fine. I just, yeah. So I do want to maybe knit a bit further so it doesn't quite look like an odd pair of underwear, but hey ho. So that's in a finish, because that's not really like, it's a whip, but it's not like a whip that's in the whip gone forever pile. So let's do this one in one of my favorite bags. You'll notice I like bags, by Twill and Print. This is, I think it might have a different name actually, but it's like the milk carton, but I feel like she might have given the name in French. So I love it that it opens, and then it has these little flippity doodahs that open. Oh yeah, I know what this is. So this was another test knit that didn't end up finishing, but I'm pretty close to finishing this one. This is a sport weight simple sweater by Tristan Molina, Dragonheart Yarns, and it's really nice. It's very drapey, because it's knit on a relatively large needle. It's knit on a 5mm needle. I've split for sleeves and everything, but I think I'm gonna frog this. I can't even say why. I knit on this a bunch in summer. I took it with us to the cabin. I really did knit quite a lot on it. But there is, I don't know if it's going to show up in camera. It just kind of does. Is that there is you can tell where I've switched skeins. I usually helical knit my knits, but because of the raglans, for some reason I was like, oh no, I won't do that. And I wish I had, because there is an obvious line where the speckles are like quite intense, and then they kind of like peter out. Oh, maybe not so much. I don't know. I think, here's the thing. I don't think I'm going to wear it. So I think I'm going to frog it. And I think that I'm going to turn this yarn into a Nelly. It's a Danish designer, Gregoria Designs Nelly sweater. Nelle. Nella sweater. I don't know. It's really lovely. It's like 3 knits and a purl, kind of like ribbed. It's got a mock neck. I think I'm going to pair it with some suri, and I'm going to knit this yarn. So I'm going to frog it, because I have 2 skeins that I'm obviously, well, I mean, I've already shown this yarn because I've knit with it already. But yeah, I think I'm going to frog that. Oh, I also have another pretty little skein, but that's not a project, I don't think. I've got all sorts of stuff in this bag. This is what happens when you take stuff with you to like a cabin, for example. Contact lenses. I've got stitch marker, I mean that's standard. Also got a trolley, pretend trolley money. So this is going to go in the frog, but I am going to knit the Nelly sweater. Me and Mega from Skeins of Dreams podcast, we talked about this yesterday, that we both want to knit this sweater, and I think that this is going to be the perfect yarn. And then I will just dye up some suri to match. I'm not sure if I want to dye up matching suri or if I want to do a pink suri, make kind of a pink one. I don't know, let me know down below what you think I should do. And let's see what we've got next. This is a bag by Abby's Creative. I know what's in here. I'm actually going to try and show you what's in here because it's kind of insane. So we've got this large ball of white wool, and then just tons and tons of mini skeins, and little balls and scraps. I did a scrap swap with Jen from Castle View Yarns, because she was doing a scrappy blanket and so was I. And I say I was. This is the extent of my scrappy blanket. Last summer, was it last summer? No, it wasn't last summer, it was 2020, summer before last. I learned how to do a granny square, a crocheted granny square. My brain does not crochet. it just, I've been knitting for too long. It just doesn't make sense to me, but I managed to figure out how to do these, and it was really nice and meditative. And so I started doing these in car journeys in the summer, and then I added the white because this is the baton bag pattern, I think. I can't remember what it's called, and I don't know who it's by. I got this white, and it's like really stiff, and I bought it really cheap, to be honest. It's really cheap yarn that I bought at an outlet, and I just don't know. But also, what am I going to do with it? I'm not going to frog it. It's just scraps. So I'm going to just, I think I'm going to have to organise this because this is just horrendous. Can we see in here? Look. Oh, it's snowing. Absolutely horrendous. Like all sorts of random scraps. I've got like these fun ones. I think they must be scraps that I've also used and I've just thrown in. Like big ones. So these need to be sorted out. But maybe this summer I'll pick up the crochet hook again. Maybe I'll start adding to this. I have to admit, I don't really love how crochet feels. I think because I'm used to such drapey things with knitting, it just always feels really stiff. But I imagine for like a blanket or a throw or a doll blanket, maybe that's what it'll be. I don't know, we'll see. So that's, I mean, that's in the finish / not frog pile. And we'll move on. I'll try and get a bit quicker. I've got quite a lot left to go through. This I can show you, but it's not finished. This I just haven't frogged yet. This is the koi tee. I was in the tester group for this, and I realised very quickly that unfortunately I could not. The neckline hadn't been figured out, and it's fingering weight yarn, and I was struggling to get this much knit. And so I kind of ducked out, and thankfully the designer, whose name I've completely forgotten off the top of my head, she was really lovely and understanding about it. So I took it off my needles. This is the yarn. It is, or you're not going to see, it's called Opal, and it's on Polworth fingering. And I took it out. I just haven't frogged it, but I will. I do want to pick up the pattern. I know she's made some adjustments since then, but the idea of knitting a fingering weight top is not my idea of fun. So that is in the frog pile. And let's see what else we've got. A pretty itchy eye. Oh, here are the sniffles. Let's take a drink. In here, we have the Silver Leaf by Lisa Hannes. Oh, what's it? Malia Designs, I think she's called. I know I've taken this one off the needles as well because I had to use the needles for something else, and I just don't know if I want to put it back on. I could easily put it back on the needles if I wanted to. Obviously I haven't done very much of it. Let's see if I can show you the pattern picture without showing any of the actual, yeah, here we go. So this is the pattern, and it's really nice. I wanted something that was kind of small, a small simple knit for the yarn, but it obviously didn't really hold my attention that much, and I don't know really. The yarn is Oslo Ull in Magnolia. It is, what's the blend? 70% Norwegian lamb's wool and 30% mulberry silk. I've got 2 full 50 gram skeins. 50 grams? I think so. And 1, I mean, basically almost full skein. And I think I'm just going to put this, honestly, on my D-Stash page. I started a D-Stash Instagram. I mean, I've had it for a while, but I'm going to start putting stuff up on it, really, because as much as I love yarn and I love buying yarn, I don't really want to hoard yarn forever. And if I don't think I'm going to knit with it, which I don't think I am going to knit with this, I think I'm just going to frog this and put them all up. And then if someone wants some nice Norwegian wool, they can try some at a cheaper price. And then it doesn't just sit on my shelves for all eternity, because that's basically what will happen otherwise. I can't see myself picking that one up. So that is a frog. We're doing quite well. I'm frogging more than I thought. I tend to be quite sentimental with knits, and I always convince myself, oh, you'll finish it, you'll do it. And I really don't think that that's the case. So, I can't get this done back up. All right, well, we'll frog that later. Let's see what else we can do. I've got a whole box of socks. I'm going to leave the socks to last. So we'll go over here. This bag is by Enchanted Forest Fibres. It said, I knit so I don't kill people, which honestly I relate to hard. Oh yeah. So this is, it's on really short needles, my Lodestar. And Hannah and I from the Corner of Craft started this together. It was like a little knit along, informal. She's finished hers. It's beautiful. This is as far as I've got with mine. It does have this really gorgeous like lattice pattern that like goes out into like a 4. Distracted by the snow. I don't know why. Snow's here relatively often at the moment. But you can kind of see here I made a mistake. It's not hugely obvious, but because of that I just put it down, and I think I sort of forgot where I was. And when I think about this, I think, oh, I'm going to frog it, and then I look at it and suddenly that sentimental comes, and I'm like, oh, but I would love, maybe I want to knit it. I have the yarn like all picked up, got some little extras there. Am I going to pick it back up? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to pick this back up. I think I'm going to frog this. Oh, I feel terrible even thinking about it, because I really wanted to finish it. Hannah and I are meeting in person, hopefully, like COVID permitting, this June. And also hoping we can wear matching sweaters, but it will just be nice to hang out. I think I'm going to put in my frog pile. Oh, also, I'm going to frog it. In fact, do you know what I'm going to do? Because I can feel myself already. We're going to take it off the needles right now. Take it off so that I'll frog it, and I'm going to turn this into something else, and I'm going to wear it, and it's going to be lovely, and Hannah and I are going to meet, and it's still going to be fine. I don't need to have a matching sweater for us to have a wonderful time. So I'm just going to take it off the needles, and there's nothing stopping me recasting it on, you know, if I need to in the future. So let's just take it off. Also, because I need my tiny cable. I don't have many of these shorter cables. What size is it? It's the 14-inch. And I'm always looking for them actually. So there we go. Oh, shake off the stitch markers. Oh, I don't even know if it was going to fit over my head. Oh, I will reuse this yarn for sure, because the colour is gorgeous. If I do say so myself, I dyed it myself. This is Rose Jam, and it's on a merino cashmere nylon. Honestly, it's not ideal for sweaters, I have to say. Like, if you're knitting a sweater in merino, or not merino, in cashmere, it's gonna pill like crazy. So always be aware of that. Anything else happening in here? No. So that is frogged. Well, it's gonna, oh, looks like I have already frogged it. That's gonna be frogged. My frog pile is growing rapidly. And let's go onto this basket. Now, this basket is not full of whips. I do have to say, this basket is mostly full of like caked up yarn that I have either used for a sample, or I've used for like that I've finished a project and I've had left over. I tend to sort of throw my caked yarn into the basket. I've got 3 jam-packed of these, but I have also started throwing whips on them, mostly whips that need to be frogged, but I'll just share them anyway. So this is the beginnings of a Lillebjorn lure, which is a pattern by Knitting for Olive, which I started for a friend who'd had a baby in, she had a baby in October, I think, September. And no, when did she, anyway, she had a baby. I started knitting this. I knit it with my friends at like a knitting date, and then I got to the short rows and I completely forgot how to do the short rows, and I couldn't focus on reading it, and I put it down, forgot about it, and now it's going to be way too small for her baby. So this. Oh, and I've already ripped off the yarn. This just needs frogging, so I can reclaim that yarn. This, I'm kicking myself over this because I saw this the other day and I was like, what the hell? Here is a sock, it's a ginormous sock. It's a sock I started knitting for my husband for Christmas last year. I'm knitting it with, I say I'm knitting it again. I've taken the strands off. It was with Malabar in Autumn by Ray from ZZ Textiles, and a skein of one of my yarns, I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, and I was holding them double. It's really like thick material, and I got like pretty close to where the toes were going to be, and I don't know why, but for some reason I gave up. I don't know why I've taken the needles out of this. I don't know what I was thinking. I could probably pick it up if I wanted, but I honestly don't think it's worth it, so I'm just going to frog the yarn. That's a frog. What else do I have here? Oh yeah, this one. I actually don't think this one is a frog. This is it doesn't look like much because it's on really short needles. It was beginning of a test knit, but again, it was in that time when test knits kind of stopped happening for me. It's in the same colour as my Lodestar Rose Jam, but it's just in merino. And it is going to be, it's called a pepper, which is by Wool and Pine Designs. It's one of their junior designs. So it's this, and then I can't remember which colour. No. I think it's like a sort of aqua green I have to do the colour work for my 4-year-old. And I'm going to finish this. I need to like sit down and kind of figure out where I am on my increases, because that's what I was doing. I haven't split for sleeves or anything yet, but I think I was pretty close to it, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to finish that because you kids can never have enough sweaters, and I really like the design. The other one that I have in here, I'm not sure. I really did not think I was going to frog this, but I took the needles out recently because it's been in my whip pile for a couple of years. It's the Anna Shah sweater by Jennifer Steinglass. It's a commercial, I'm not sure if I have a skein. Yeah, it's a commercial wool by Dollar Gone, pure super wool. So can you see that? Pure super wool. It is super washed, but it's without microplastics. It's like an eco wool. And it's a really lovely, it looks kind of black, but it's a really lovely dark navy. And I had paired it with a glitter, which I know is over there actually. One of my hand-dyed skeins. I'm getting tired. Hand-dyed skeins of like stellina glitter yarn. I thought the contrast was gorgeous. I still do. But I think I just lost my place. And I was finding it hard. And colour work has lost a lot of, look at those floats. Colour work has lost a lot of joy for me. I used to really enjoy it, and lately I just don't have the energy. So it's a frog. And then actually I think that's my only other project in here. The rest is just like scraps and samples and stuff. So I can just go back in here. And these two, so these are both all for the old froggle pile. I have to say I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in my frog pile and only 4 in my knit pile. So my knits are getting less and less. I mean, I'm about to cast on at least 2 new sweaters next week, so you know, it balances out. And this one over here I pulled out, and I just need to frog the yarn. And then this is yarn that I frogged, because I have done this before. It's absolutely gorgeous yarn, and I can't bring myself, I don't know what I'm going to do. This is what are they called? I haven't got the bands anymore. It is a British yarn dyer, and they're called like Riverside, something like that. So pretty. It's a BFL silk, British blue face Leicester and silk blend. You see, it's really like really airy. And I've got 3 skeins worth. This one I had, this was in a sweater, and then these I was going to use the sweater, some of them are smaller balls. But I realised I don't like working with BFL. Not really. I mean, I don't mind doing some socks, but as a sweater, it's just not for me. So I'm going to put this on my destash page because someone else will probably get a lot of love. It's such a beautiful colour, and it kind of kills me that it's just sat in a bag. So I'll put this back here, but that's going to go on destash. This is the bottom of the sweater. I hate bottom up sweaters, and honestly that's what stopped me from even continuing with this. This is the Pink Fizz by Andrew Mowry in this gorgeous yarn. I would have probably just left this, but I know I want to knit something new with this yarn. This is by Georgie at the Fibre Fox. I think it's Fairy Godmother. She might be like, Selena, you're completely wrong. But it's from her, the mohair's getting in my face. It's from her Sleeping Beauty collection. I'm going to try and really show you the colours. Really, really pretty. There's all these beautiful, like, soft pastel colours on kind of like a creamy base. And I'm thinking I might just want, like, super duper simple sweater. Like, I was looking at a petite knit sweater maybe, but I kind of want, maybe petite, I don't know. Just really simple, casual sweater that I can kind of wear every day. So this, I mean, I have all the other skeins are like ready to go, but I likely will need every single bit of yarn. So this just needs frogging so I can separate it and use it. So that I shall frog. I tried to put them in the wrong place, but it's fine. Okay, last, but in no ways least, is my boxer socks. Boxo socks. I keep all of my socks in here. These little cuties. This was a sample. So actually there was only one of these, and I'm not going to knit a second one, I don't think, of the Hibernation House socks. This is the 4-year-old size. My daughter didn't really like wearing them because she's very picky about socks, and so now it's just a show sample. Let's see. Oh my god. I'm just going to try and like, it's a little tangled. Let's see if we can, oh my god. Okay, so we have, this is ridiculous. We have these two little cuffs, which were from my lovely friend Wendy's socks that she brought out late, like last year, Stevie Streams, and I helped test it, and I could not get them to fit on my feet properly. But other testers did, and she fixed it accordingly. But again, it was the colourwork issue. And I love these. And I don't know how this has happened. I'm going to try and disentangle. Okay. Oh my god. This is going to be horrendous. Like, this yarn off is just... Okay, so... Those are a frog, because I already have another pair of that I'm knitting on, which are bigger and they fit better. This is the Mermaid Avenue socks by Summerly Knits, using the Woolberry Christmas cast on, Christmas Day, something, from 2020? Yeah, must have been 2020. I knit a full sock on Christmas Eve, started the second one, made a minor mistake here, put it down, haven't finished it since, but I would like to. So that one is gonna finish. I mean, how I'm gonna disentangle these, I don't know. This one I started, it was just a vanilla sock. Again, it was from the River something company. I'll put the name in the description box when I figure it out. Really, really gorgeous yarn. I bought this from Tribe Yarns in London. I'm gonna frog it. Like, there's so many here that like not attached. This little grey, dark grey pair, which are a Curious Handmade design, they're gonna be frogged. I just have to be ruthless because I've got so many socks that I want to knit, and having all these little scrappy bits makes me feel really guilty, and I shouldn't. This is a sock that I started designing, but I didn't continue on with. But I do like it, but it's not that. Nothing special really. I don't think it really needs to be a design by me. So that's a frog. And and then this is also a sock that I started knitting. Oh, it's really hard to see because it's pastels. I started knitting this last year out of my Easter colourway, or my Easter kit. So I had all these little, I've got a few of them here, all these little tiny pastel minis, and I was doing them in this little stripy pattern. See if I can get close, you can really see that. So it was like a blue, peach, green, purple and a yellow and a pink. Yeah, I don't know why the pink isn't there, but I had a pink as well. I really, really like these. My new Easter, I've actually changed it to spring this time, set is now available on my website. It's called Soft and Dreamy, and it's a sock set. So you get 100 grams of sock yarn and a little mini skein of sock yarn, a little mini, and so you can knit into a sock or a shawl or anything else you like. And the theme is soft and dreamy, think like pinks, pastels, etc. And it comes with also a 50-gram bag of tea, like the Segway from Bird and Blend. So if that's something you're interested in, you can find it on my website until February 20th. But these are going to be frogged. And I think that is it. I've got tons and tons of needles I need to sort out. This is just put on there. Some gorgeous yarn that I do want to turn into socks. This is another fibre fox. I mean, this could just be called Promote Georgie. Website Promote Georgie. Oh, I've even put them into two, so I can knit these two at a time. I think I'm going to put these into my to knit pile, which I know is not the point of this episode, but still. And these ones, this is the River something or other colourway, which I had in the sock. Let's see if I can pull it out. Oh no, wait. I'm just going to clip it off. When in doubt, snip it. Because I only knit shorties anyway, so this is more than enough for me to knit a pair of shorties. So that's going to go back into the old sock rotation. I think this is the Woolberry sock colour. I'm really bad at names if they don't have a label on, so but I think that is it for the whips. I hope you enjoyed this ramble and it wasn't too sniffly and out of it. As I say, I'm like not feeling my very best, but I enjoyed this. I'm whip shaming myself. It's fun times. I will have a regular podcast episode. Oh, I'm going to do this one as well. If in doubt, chop it. I will have a regular podcast episode. This was the grey, by the way. Sorry, I'm getting... A regular podcast episode will be coming next week. I have got at least 2 finished objects to show you and some other things. So, yes. I hope you enjoyed this. I've enjoyed it. And I'll see you next week. Bye.